Hey there, welcome to Fumble Forward, where we explore turning life's imperfect moments into growth moments. I'm Akuya, your host. Get ready to laugh, maybe shed a tear, but most importantly, be inspired to live a life with intention. Let's dive in. I'm pregnant. Yay! No need to bury the lead. That's the news, y'all. That's the news. Oh, yeah, that's the news. That that's the news. So when I've been saying I've been fumbling forward, all the things, all the things. And I really felt like it's time. It's time to let y'all in on this journey. So we are just, it's really crazy because I have thought about this moment and sharing this news in so many different ways, so many different formats, so many different timings, and none of it just happened. And I was even going back and forth about should I still share my news? And I was just like, it felt right. It just felt like it's okay. And I'm also going to share why I'm sharing it because I really don't know what's going to happen with life in just a few weeks. In a few weeks. And that also means I don't know what's going to happen with this podcast. And I want to be honest about that. And so I'm going to take it a little back and really start with before I was even married to my husband, kind of where I was with kids, pregnancy, and things like that. And before I was married, I always knew I wanted to be a mom. There was really no doubt or question about that. And it wasn't necessarily like a thing where I felt like a lot of people were telling me, you need to be a mom. It just innately came and was like a desire and vision I had for my life. And I grew up in a big family, and as much as I had fights and tussles with my family, OMG, I still would not change it for the world. And I knew that also from a very, very young age. And so those are really huge. And three, growing up, I saw my parents live their life and they just happened to have us kids alongside them for the ride. And that looked very doable. That looked doable. It still looked enjoyable, this concept and idea of parenthood and being a mother and what that could look like. So I was really grateful. That was my framework coming in before I was married, and thoughts and desires that I had. And then transitioning to I'm married now and I have my husband, and we both have talked about kids and wanted that for our future. And so that was kind of the baseline understanding, right? And so we had that moment of getting adjusted to being married like everybody else and figuring that out. And then getting to the place where we're like, okay, we want to have kids and we want to be on the same page about this and make this happen, and timing, all these kind of things. And really, I just didn't want to get caught up in this like two competing clocks, which is like the biological clock of like the older you get, the harder it gets to get pregnant, the more complications it has, and this other side of like I'm gonna do my career, boss babe it up, all these things, and then like somehow magically like have these kids on the side. And I was like, yeah. So we got there, and so there was a lot of trying and having fun, figured out all those different things. And it wasn't an easy journey. It wasn't as quick as I would have hoped it to be. You know, when you're young, they tell you like you're gonna sneeze and get pregnant. LOL. I did not find that to be the case. You know, everyone's different. And now we're here. And I'm pregnant. And we are just a bag of emotions in the best way. I know I definitely am. And this is really about my story and where I'm at with it. And so now we're transitioning to the pregnancy phase. And I was so in tune with my body that I didn't even need a test. When I tell you, I just knew. It was really that simple. And once we got that confirmation, we were like, okay, this is happening. And I was just remember being so grateful that I got a chance to have this be a part of my story. And so I would say some of the symptoms I've been having is a little bit of everything. And I've also been fortunate not to have some other things. Like I haven't had any swollen ankles, haven't really had nausea, those kind of things. But I've definitely had insomnia, heartburn, fatigue, labor, ligament pains, a variety of things. I will definitely say it picked up in the third trimester. 1 and 2, first and second trimester, I was definitely more coasting along. And overall, I've just been really, really blessed with my symptoms. I will just say that. Really, really blessed. And so it's been fun being in the nesting stage, getting ready for baby to come, and getting clothes situated and supplies, and just figuring out routine with my family and friends, and just getting that all in place, because time felt like infinity and now it's like right here, and I'm like, okay, ooh, it's really like creeping up on me for sure. And so now it's been about celebrating, being able to be with family and friends and celebrate this new stage that I'm about to go into as a mom to be, and really be able to soak this in and know that there's not going to ever be another moment like this. And that's a bit surreal, a bit heavy and weighted, and also what makes it so precious, because there isn't going to be another moment like this. And so what is next? So the rest of the year, I'm going to be focused on baby, naturally. That's the only thing I'm going to have capacity for, that and myself. And so everything else is going on the back burner, and who knows how long it will be there. So just adjusting to new life with baby, and just making sure that it's as smooth of a transition as it can be with a baby coming into our lives, and just still remaining hopeful. Like I said, to be very honest, I don't know where this podcast will go. I don't want to make any promises, and then life just happens, and this was just a sweet, sweet chapter. And with that, at the same time, I do hope to be back in 2025. And then I'm also just like, I don't know. So understandably so, it's very up in the air. And I've loved this journey so, so much, and being able to have fun and being able to intentionally create a life, and do it with you, and also share things I've learned, and just be able to see how these episodes have really resonated with some of you and spoke to you in a time that you needed it, has been so, so incredible. And so much of my hope for this podcast that it could do that potentially for someone has been amazing. And so we'll just see where things go. You never know. Because all I'm going to be doing is fumbling forward for a good couple months, maybe even a year. Who knows? So right now, my biggest focus is going to be being present on my bundle of joy that's on the way. And, I didn't cover everything that's been a part of this journey, but just wanted to give a bit of a background, a sense of where I've come from, what I've gone through, what I'm currently in, what I'm hoping to come to pass as well. And just know that I am not really sure what is ahead. I do know that I'm doing my best to be present, to show up as my best self, to lean on God on these uncertain times, because I know I don't know much. I have moments where I get a little something, little wisdom, but they're little in the grand scheme of this thing called life. And so nervous to share this. Honestly, if you don't listen to this episode, you may still not know, because I'm probably not gonna really be like posting it everywhere. That just hasn't been my vibe, my approach, I would say, to this pregnancy. But I felt like this was the right space, and I felt comfortable doing that. And we'll see. You know what I'm saying. But let's dive into it. What am I looking forward to? Of course, baby Opoku. That's what I'm looking forward to. And just seeing how my world flips up in the most amazing way. Whew. And then I'm like, try not to, I'm like, ooh, I can feel like the tear ducts trying to be activated. And I'm like, no, we're not doing that. One of my favorite products that I want to share with you all is Coco Kind. And this is a sustainable brand as well. And I use their Oil Emit Cleanser, facial cleanser, for a few years now. And it's just been such a steady, good go-to that has worked for my face all different seasons of the year. And I really appreciate that, because sometimes I'm in really, really hot places and humid places, sometimes really cold places. So just knowing something that can like work with all of that has been awesome. And so I'll definitely link that so you all can check them out. And then this is like just really exciting news, and I hope that you go and watch all the other videos from this season, because this will be the first season where I did a video for every single episode. How neat is that? And I really, really hope this is not a goodbye to the podcast and what we built here. But I'm also like, I'm really just wanting to be all in on this next chapter, and just embracing motherhood and being there as best as I possibly can for our baby. And so I just thank you so much for listening, caring about what I have to say, sharing it with other people. It's much, much appreciated. And it's just been such a joy to be able to use these messages that I felt on my heart, being able to share how God can show up in your spaces and places has been amazing. All the things. And you already know I will be fumbling forward into parenthood. All right. Until next time. Look at you. You stayed with me to the end. You're the best. Good thing is, it doesn't have to stop here. Dive into another episode and continue the ride.